Hello and welcome into another Chat Lemon as we talk Lemonade League. I'm Jesse Goldberg-Strassler. I'll be joined by the Director of Baseball, Chad Roskelly, joined by the League Commissioner, Greg Kigar, and joined by a big-time slugger from Grand Valley State and Alex McCormack and the league's best pitcher. We'll talk about his gems in Collin Bradley. First, though, let's go to the Director of Baseball, Chad Roskelly. Chad, how about how things have been going in the league the last week?
Good. I think the Locos have a 3-game lead with 3 games left. So could get interesting the last couple games. I know we've kind of been scrambling a little bit for pitchers and catchers. Some guys are going back to school. So we've had some new faces on the teams, which I think is good. It's kind of gives everyone a chance to play and kind of see what we're all about. But it's been going good. I know I've kind of hit on this every week, but it's usually the walks are going down a little bit for the most part. We've had a good, very good pitching performances, and then the hits are starting to go up or keep climbing. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot of fun to watch. Good baseball games all around.
My feeling has been that momentum has been the next inning's relief pitcher. That
Yep.
If that relief pitcher is on, watch out. But if he doesn't have his command, here comes the comeback.
Exactly. Yeah. It's there's been a couple of blow up innings. When guys are throwing strikes, usually they get outs, and it's maybe a 1-run inning, but nothing that the other team can't handle. Yeah, those blow up innings usually all stem from a few leadoff walks or guys just being really not in the zone. So we've had a couple of rough ones, but it's okay.
I enjoyed, too, we had our very first real coach-umpire conversation with Pete running out there to dispute a play at second base. Otherwise, we really haven't – I have not heard you shouting at an umpire.
Yeah, no, I'll leave that to the other guys. I don't have really – I don't care who wins. I just want guys to play well. So when I see if there's a bad call, I kind of just keep my mouth shut or I'll chuckle about it. I'll let those guys handle it.
About the Locos' 7-game winning streak, what were your thoughts while watching that take place?
Good pitching performances, honestly. Like I said, when guys throw strikes, they put themselves in a position to win. Guys are going to get themselves out. It's just the way baseball works. And then they had some timely hitting. I know McCormick had a couple home runs. Preston had a couple home runs, and then really just moving the baseball. A lot less strikeouts. Give yourself an opportunity to score runs. So it was good.
You mentioned the shuffling of players. How's that been behind the scenes?
It's been a lot of communication with Greg, just making sure that we're in contact with guys. I'm glad that he kind of had a wait list of guys ready to go. But it's gone pretty smoothly for the most part, I think. There's been a few instances where we've reached out to people or he has, and they maybe haven't got back so it has made it a little bit tough at times, but it's been good for the most part.
This brings us right into the league commissioner, Greg Kigar. Okay, Greg, from your standpoint, how have things been trying to find players to play these games?
Well, Chad's right. Things have gone pretty smooth in some instances, and really it depends that we had an injury, and unfortunately it was a catcher injury, and we also had a catcher that was going to be out of town. So that was kind of the need for a week, and we had one waiting in the wings, but he hadn't had his COVID test done. And matter of fact, we're bringing him on because he's finally gotten it back. So we'll add a catcher tomorrow. We'll add another pitcher tomorrow, but things for me have come full circle. That's my first 4 to 6 week was finding players, getting confirmations on people that could come and help us. Again, I've said it before, it didn't do us any good if we had 10 second basemen and 1 catcher and 3 pitchers. So that continuity really had to come in this past week between losing on a couple pitchers. Like you said before, we had all our CMU guys leave at once. We had a catcher that had to head to school in Colorado, and so that kind of put us behind. And as you saw and everybody saw, we had our ops manager down in the bullpen catching bullpens for a couple games, and that was just out of pure necessity. So I think we're in good hands right now for the final 3 days, and you'll see a couple new faces, and looking forward to some competitive baseball. And to be honest, I would love the Lugnuts to go on a 3-game win streak and get the home run derby out to win a championship. That would be awesome.
We'll talk to two locos in a bit. They might not be in favor, although one of them would be right there for the home run derby if that's what it came to. Jake Bekowitz, by the way, you mentioned the ops manager. Jake Bekowitz does everything around Cooley Law School Stadium, and now we know he can catch too.
That's right. You see him out on the field during the game, and you see me after the game, chucking garbage around. So we all pitch in where we need to, and it just makes for a great experience for everybody. So thank God Jake donned a catcher's glove he found and helped us out a bit.
How does it feel to be entering this final 3-game stretch?
For me, it's a little bittersweet. It'd be nice to continue it maybe for another week, but we've gotten through the process pretty much unscathed, totally unscathed in the COVID scale of things, but an injury here and there, and things have gone pretty well. I hope that with all the restrictions, guys have had a great experience and giving them what we have. And I don't think they could have asked for a better facility to play for 4 or 5 weeks in the summer. And hopefully if we get the opportunity to possibly do this again, we get a lot of callbacks, because I've had a great time. It's been great seeing all these guys that just want to get better, and Chad managing everything that basically I threw him, and we discussed back and forth, and it's been fun really sitting back and watching him work and watching the guys work to try to get better. And to see the Locos where they are right now. They lost, I think, 3 of the first 4, and it's like, okay, you didn't want somebody to get to 10 wins so soon, and then they've just made a great comeback. So it's great to see, and it'd be nice to see the Lugnuts personally come back and find a win streak of themselves and have it come down to that last day.
Chad, let me put that same question to you. How does it feel to be entering the final 3-game stretch?
I kind of agree. Bittersweet. It's a lot of long hours and everything, but I love it. It has kept me busy, definitely, and obviously I just like being at the field watching these guys compete. I might have a little bit more downtime than I'm used to in these next couple of weeks, which isn't always a bad thing. But it's been fun. It's been a lot, honestly, ton of fun.
Let's get to our special guest stars. First, let me bring in Alex McCormack from Grand Valley State. And we just heard from Greg Kigar talking about the experience. Alex, how has your experience been?
Oh, I thought it's been amazing. I mean, just from going not to having any baseball at all to just playing almost every day this week and like prior weeks, I think it's just been amazing. I think the facilities have been unmatched. I mean, coming from where I've played from, it really doesn't get much better than where we're at right now.
How did you decide in the first place to go to Grand Valley State, by the way?
I kind of grew on the east. I'm from the east side, so it really wasn't kind of like a school I considered at first. I played a few tournaments out there, and then kind of like as my season started getting going my senior year, they kind of started contacting me a little bit. I started going to a few of their camps, and after a few games in my senior season, they called me and offered me a spot.
We've seen you as a two-way player. Only one pitching appearance, though. Would you like to pitch again?
Pitching's kind of something that I've never really liked doing, but I've been able to. I've always kind of had arm issues, so it really wasn't like a priority for me. But, if it comes down to it, I would pitch again, yes.
Let me ask you about your power. We've seen you hit 3 home runs. That's tied for first in the Lemonade League. You've gone to straightaway center. You've gone way out to right. You've gone to right center. And we're talking dimensions at Cooley Law School Stadium, so these are all over 400 feet. Was any of these the farthest home run you've ever hit, or have you gone farther than that?
Those definitely have been the farthest ones I've hit in a while. Hopefully I can go farther, but you know what? I'm very satisfied with what I have right now.
What was the best reaction you got after you came back after your home run shot?
Shock. I think that was the biggest thing. I don't think a lot of people knew that I had that. And just to see their kind of faces when I got back into the dugout, they were kind of like, wow, I didn't think he had that.
All right. From a guy who says that he doesn't enjoy pitching, Collin Bradley, I bet that you do enjoy pitching a little bit. Am I right?
You are right. I do like pitching.
So, Colin, I believe that I have this right. You can correct me if I'm wrong. You pitched at Northwood, and you're currently in the transfer portal.
Yes, that's correct.
How have you enjoyed this experience in the Lemonade League?
It's been amazing. It's also a blessing. I mean, I went from playing summer ball since I was 6 years old, and then this summer I was kind of worried. I was like, oh no, we don't have summer baseball to play. But no, I saw the Lemonade League online, and I was actually one of the guys on the wait list with Greg, and a spot opened up, came to a tryout, made it, and it's been awesome.
From that tryout to where we are right now, your last appearance, 6 innings, 1 hit, an infield single. You walked the very first batter you faced. You didn't walk anybody else. You struck out 8. Is that the best you've pitched since when?
Since probably high school. My senior year, I threw 1 perfect game. But yeah, that was pushing almost 2 years now. So it feels good to be back out there throwing almost complete games. I've missed it.
Why were you so effective?
I think I was pretty effective because of my off speed. I mean, my velo on my fastball is nothing special, high 80s, but I mean, when I can locate my off speed, it really puts batters off balance, and I think that's what made me pretty successful that outing.
Let's go back to the director of baseball, Chad Roskelly, just for your reactions to Alex and to Colin. Chad, first, Alex, your thoughts on his pop?
I was kind of what he said. Whoa. That one, the first one, I believe, was the center field one. It just jumped off his bat. I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty impressive. So yeah, that was, I saw it in the cage a little bit, but you never really have a good feel for how far it's actually going in the cage. So when he hit that one, I'm like, okay, there it is. Yeah, that was pretty impressive. All 3, honestly.
And now your thoughts on Collin Bradley, who his last 2 starts, both on Sunday, 5 innings, complete game, 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, nothing. It's been a hitter-dominated Lemonade League. And then Colin goes to the mound, and suddenly it's pitcher-dominated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, throwing strikes. Keep going back to it. But I definitely the off-speed has or it was keeping guys off balance, which guys are kind of still getting back in the swing of things. I know we're 17 games in now. Some of those guys haven't been playing every day, and it takes a little bit to get back into it. So that off speed and being able to keep that in the zone is a recipe for success, definitely. Yeah, but he's been very impressive. Just like you said, the fastball isn't going to overpower anyone, but when you're able to mix in that off speed, it's I think it makes it seem a lot harder than it actually is, which is what pitchers, that's what they want. So it's been very, very fun to watch him pitch.
Colin, let me go back to you. How's it been to work with different catchers who you've never worked with before?
Yeah, so I've been with, I think, 3 different catchers this summer. And it's great every time because at Northwood there was 4 different catchers and you're always working different relationships. And this summer, I mean, because that's a huge part about pitching is having that relationship with the catcher and you feel comfortable with your guy and he trusts you, you trust him. But no, all 3 guys I've worked with this summer, they've been great. And then Adam Proctor, when I threw my 6 innings, that was his first, it was his debut and he was great. He was a real good guy and he helped a lot with that outing.
Chad, I want to just volley between you and Colin because this is something I brought up on air, but I brought it up ignorantly. I hadn't talked with you about this. I'm used to, in general, coaches calling signs to the catcher and the catcher signaling out to the pitcher. By and large, that's been my experience at the college level, maybe at the high school level. And that's not what is going on in the Lemonade League. Can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, I think it's huge for the catchers to kind of learn. It's a learning process. They get to see how the hitters react to certain pitches, and then they can build off that pitch. They also have a better view for how far guys standing away from the plate, and then they also see him every day for the most part. So it's kind of a trust thing, but it's also a learning process. I think it's been cool. I think guys need to learn how to call pitches. Some of these catchers may end up going on to play pro ball, and they're going to have to know how to do it when they get there. So it's been fun to watch. I know when I was in college and playing summer ball, they gave me the opportunity to call pitches, and I thought it was awesome. It's kind of a game. It's the game within the game. and you can either win or you can suck at it. So I think these guys have done a pretty good job. And I know there's certain times where the catcher gets back in the dugout. I'm like, maybe you should have mixed this in. And they're like, yeah, I agree. Or something along those lines. Or maybe they explain what they saw and their reasoning behind calling that pitch. So that's good. That's good too, because I know that they're learning, and I'm going to trust that they see a certain thing so they can, so that's why they call a certain pitch.
Colin, let me ask you, I know that there are some pitchers who generally they just turn off their brain, whatever the catcher puts down, that's what they're going to throw. And other guys, they have that idea in mind of what the next pitch is that they want to throw. What are you like?
I trust my catchers a lot. I really do. My last outing, I maybe shook off maybe 2 pitches was all. I mean, after that first inning, I kind of, that was it let Adam know that, hey, my off speed's working today. Let's use it. And he knew when to do it. And yeah, no, it was great. We were on the same page, definitely, for sure.
All right, let's go to the other pitcher, Alex. I know that you don't like pitching, but you pitch because you've been good at it. For you, how was it working with an unfamiliar catcher?
That I think was the first time I stepped on the mound in probably about 2 years. So it was kind of a shock at first. It was like, wow, I'm really throwing right here right now. But I mean, once I started going, it kind of picked it up where I left it off, and it was difficult at first, I'd have to say. But I mean, once I started going, everything kind of started working, and it just kind of felt comfortable again.
You're both locos. So, Alex, what has it been like to be part of a team that reels off 7 straight wins?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, just from offense and defensively standpoint, I think our pitchers have been doing really well, locating the fastballs really well, hitting their spots. And I mean, I think that's a big thing for us is that we struggled at the beginning was being able to execute their pitches as well as doing what you're supposed to in the box. And I think once we started winning, I thought that's when we figured it out. And then that's, I think, the reason why we have been doing so well as of recently.
That's one of the reasons. Another reason is your lineup. So Adam Purdy and Brandon Shire at the top, and we just lost the Central Michigan guys like a Zach Hickey and a Cade Preston, but Michael Steigels has caught fire. There you are with big hits and drawing walks. What's the kind of chemistry been like for that offense?
Oh, I think it's been amazing. I mean, we really all bonded at the beginning. I thought it was very quick with it. But I mean, it's been amazing right now. We all are very comfortable with each other. We all know what we're going to look up to do. We all know kind of what we expect out of each other. And I think it kind of gives us an edge over the other guys.
Colin, to you, what's this been like to be part of a Locos team that is 1-1-1?
It's been a fun ride for sure. I'm not out in the dugout with the batters a lot, but I can just tell just from watching and the lineups and things like that our batters do have good chemistry already. And that's pretty awesome that just a short amount of time, they really built that bond. But I'm out in the bullpen, it's the same way. It's pretty cool. A lot of great guys out there, and we're playing catch and throwing bullpens. We'll critique each other once in a while, hey, try this, do this, and things like that. It's been great. We're developing and just for fun too.
I know as broadcaster that our video live stream at times has gone down. We've got people working hard to make sure that you can watch you and Alex. Have you heard from friends, from family, from teammates, from other folks watching you in the Lemonade League, and what's their reaction been to your performances?
Yes. So my mom, she put out the link one day when I was going to pitch on Facebook, and she got a ton of reviews and comments and things like that. And I think I had almost a little over 100 people were watching that thing and give me feedback. And after the game, I'd get on my phone and have some texts and stuff, and it's been awesome. The broadcasting and stuff has been incredible. That was really cool.
Alex, how about you? How many people do you have watching you and rooting you on?
Not 100 people. I mean, I have some good friends and family that'll log on every once in a while. My family's always watching. I have my grandparents now watching who never watch my baseball games, which I think is pretty cool. But I mean, yeah, no, it's really cool just because most of these people who usually don't go out and see my games are able to see it, kind of get it in like a live broadcasting atmosphere. So it's really cool.
Alex, what's been your takeaway for the Lemonade League and how this has helped you as a baseball player?
You know what? The biggest thing that has really helped me is that I was able to work on a lot of different things, kind of testing things out. I mean, with my approach, what I'm looking for, I think that was a really big thing that I kind of learned at the beginning of this league was kind of make sure what you're doing on your approach and all that stuff. And I think that's really helped me become a more mature batter and, look for the pitches that you want, and then being able to understand like where you're supposed to be going, kind of where you're supposed to be executing in a certain at bat.
Colin, how about you? Same question. How has this helped you out as a pitcher?
This helped me out tremendously on adapting. So before the summer, my last bullpen I've thrown was in the winter at Northwood. So when I got this call about the opening and things, I was like, oh man, I should probably get my arm loose. So I was throwing probably 2 weeks prior to just my dad out in the yard and things like that. But no, definitely big thing with the adapting to short notice, getting to it, and then with the guys too, building relationships, and especially with being in the transfer portal right now, it's going to a new school. It'll be new guys coming together on the team, and that's how the summer was really good too.
Will we see you pitch again in the Lemonade League in the final 3 games?
I believe I have a start Saturday, so yes.
Right. Well, we'll see how that goes to close things out. Alex, in the final 3 games, do you have any goals for yourself?
Just get on base. Just score runs, get on base. That's the biggest thing right now.
Do you have a favorite memory, Alex, from this summer?
I mean, I've had so many memories that are amazing. I don't really want to point out one specific one.
Makes sense. Colin, you?
My best memory was probably the 5-inning complete game. That was really cool. I haven't thrown a complete game since high school, and that felt great. It felt awesome.
Final question for each of you in terms of this. The yellow baseball. Alex, is it easier to see as a batter?
I think personally I don't see a difference. I think it is not any different from a regular baseball. I mean, it's definitely cool. I like it. I like the yellow baseball concept, but I really don't think there's really any difference to the baseballs.
Colin, any difference for you?
Throwing wise, it is a little more slick, I'll admit. But other than that, no. I mean, I've been throwing strikes with them, so no, not too much complaints on my end.
That's true. All right, so we've got 3 games to go. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the final games in the Lemonade League. Final thoughts, first from the director of baseball, Chad Roskelly.
I'm excited to see these guys compete. It's hopefully going to go out with a bang. So it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm ready to get after it with these guys.
I know you're rooting for the comeback by the Lugnuts to set up that Saturday game. And wouldn't that be something? Colin on the mound trying to win the championship for the Locos.
Good luck, Colin. Hey, I'm not saying anything. Pitch well.
And the final thoughts from the commish, Greg Kigar.
No, it's just fun watching these guys compete, and it's going down to the last weekend, and you can't ask for anything better. And to see these guys all head out after Saturday to their respective schools, and to Colin to whatever school that ends up being, and for me, being able to kind of sit back through the winter and next spring and keep an eye on all these guys, and they're through Twitter and texts and emails, they're going to end up hearing from me and rooting them on, and I'm just looking forward to a real competitive 2-hour 7-inning games would be awesome for the last 3 days.
That'd be great. I'll suddenly drive past the ballpark. It's November, and I'll see action on the field, and you've given players the key to the park because, hey, get some more baseball in. That does it for Chat Lemon. Big thanks to the director of baseball, Chad Roskelly, to the commish, Greg Kigar, to Collin Bradley and Alex McCormack. I'm Jesse Goldberg-Strassler. Lemonade League, 3 games to go. Let's go.